Hey, once again, I am back. It's the Uncle, and welcome to another episode of TUBARS, the Uncle Brisson Review Show. Listen, you know what? I know my Philly people is gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? But I know we ain't here to talk about sports, but they ain't give my man no tick. You know what I'm saying? They ain't give my man no tick in the limps. So, you know, I just felt like I needed to show some support. You know, I ain't talked about my team with y'all all year. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's why I got my Celtics gear on. But in any case, again, we're not here to talk about that. You know what we talk about on here. This is real hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? And I stumbled across somebody, and I know I'm late. And Chicago, you know, in the last couple years, they've been known for drill. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you, I'm not a huge fan of drill. So when I found out about this ball, IAMGAWD, okay? And I heard a couple of tracks. I listened to this joint. I gotta tell y'all about this Bloodstained Suede series, man. We're gonna hop into that a little later. But before that, you know what I do. You know, I gotta tell y'all about what I was able to grab this past week. So, with that being said, the pickup segment. All right, so we know this guy's been around for years. He is responsible for putting out some great production on a lot of people's albums, songs, whatever you want to call it. And I'm talking about none other than my man Diamond D with this DM piece. All right, he got some crazy pieces on this one. He got KRS-One on there. He got David Bars on there. He got Royal Flush. He got Inspector Deck and Shaheem. He got 38 Special. I mean, he went back, and he got, you know, some balls that's on there that's barring out right now. You know what I mean? And then I also did grab my man Hus Kingpin John, this the Olympic tape, the first sessions. It's a little 5-track, little EP John. You know, I'm sure he got something else coming. Got a couple more sessions coming, I'm sure. And I'm getting some enjoyment out of that. My man Vegas is back. Vegas is back with the Bed-Stuy Vintage John. I'm digging that. His last John, Will Matic. You know, I got some enjoyment out of that. And I mean, come on, man. Are we even going front on the drum work representative? You know, and I will thank Conway for being responsible for bringing Jay Skeese, you know, to my attention. The Abolish Uncertainties was such a good installment in his catalog, and he's back with this Ground Level, and I'm telling you, man, I'm really getting some enjoyment out of that. And you know, JR, I first heard him on Ransom's album. He got a little 4-song EP out called Forgotten Chapter. You know, a lot of times his bars and his metaphors is kind of like sports, you know, around sports, basketball, really. So, you know, I'm getting some enjoyment out of that. And I found out about this ball thanks again, you know, to my man IAMGAWD. This ball Water, and this the Honorable Volume 2. I guess I got to get the Honorable Volume 1, but I've been getting some enjoyment out of the Honorable Volume 2. And it was a good week. It was a good week this week as far as hip hop is concerned. If y'all looking for some good quality music, you know, and that's what I was able to grab. You know, I'm gonna hop into some videos, man. You know what I mean? I see y'all on the flip side.
Why the people that I love give me love with conditions? I'm there for everybody, but I need that love I'm missing. Was born alone in this concrete jungle. Learn early that you can't have one street hustle. No, I've been giving my everything to this shit. I've been the underdog since I came into this shit. And I ain't tripping on those who sleeping, but to those I'm reaching, they treat it like the Holy Ghost I'm preaching. Clean the whip on Saturday, and I boast that weekend. Lord, bite my stare, hope you choke from teething. I'm the GOAT, believe it, and dope enough to prove it. Can't put nothing between it, anything less is foolish. My future shines so bright like I just left the jeweler. We might got the same whip, but guess who's newer? Guess who do? Everything they said they could've. I capitalized on the mistakes that I think you should've. I had bags under my eyes last week. from lack of sleep. I got to eat. My competition obsolete, they ops to me. Jealous, but in person they give props to me. They not elite, wishing they could stop a G. In my own lane, they wonder how I got my seat. I stay persistent and I move at my own pace. A shot at dude saying some OJ, probably vibing the OJ. When she starts snapping, I just laughing at her face. One split second, then I'm back to my old ways. Your weight start to grow, then you start seeing more pay. Sorta like the intersection, working them 4 ways. She pleased me, but she teased me, talking about some foreplay. You know I'm cold enough to rock the North Face on a warm day. I stick to the script while you do what them songs say. Headed to the top and planning for a long stay. Say I'm the one with the fire, homie. I be having long days, got people relying on me. Wanna be in my skin, so they just spying on me. I respond with the truth, and she start lying on me. Ain't even trying, homie, man, I do it with ease. For you who think you nice, just prove it to G's. I know that'll pull it and squeeze. Bad boy like Shine after the bid, move to Belize. Window slightly cracked, take a while, guess who it be? All about the dollar sign, like I move with a fee. 36 sips, then you moving the key. The wavy is in the beach, like I'm moving the sea. Peep the pictures that I'm painting when they threw on the beat. Why your love turned to hate when you threw it to me? I wanna know.
Hey, yo, Harrix, I feel like MJ right now. Let me moonwalk him real quick. My apologies for stepping on them necks, but I ain't finished. Flexing is a hobby and I always eat my spinach. You would never catch me slipping. I don't play about my image. Giving Van Cleef to motif in his vintage. Picasso to these little rappers, please don't compare me. I paint a vivid picture with these bars, but they don't hear me. No need to fix the focus on your lens, you see me clearly. And I see a lot of me and you. Kinda scary. Never hated on the my life, I mean how dare me. But it's safe for them to hate for no reason, I guess they fear me. It's giving acrimony to me, a Tyler Perry. Taraji P, pay what you owe me or leave me be. Cause I don't really like it here. Put me on the moon somewhere. Remove me from these toxic demons walking earth without a care. The game ain't the same no more, I guess they ain't playing fair. They turning all these nuts into celebs and then millionaires. Nowadays the talented is overlooked, not overbooked. Struggling to make ends meet, you gotta be a crook. Still in groceries for the kids, cause ain't no food to cook. Your pride won't allow you to explain what's understood, but you're quick to throw around talking faithfully, like how you broke but thinking about sex. That's insane to me, it's plain to see. I take serious, this ain't a game to me, no strings attached. Far from a puppet, no you can't play with me. And honestly, I could care less if it ain't pertaining to me. I got this far from minding the business, Debbie. You know the rest. At least I hope so.
Hey, once again, I am back. It's the Uncle, and welcome to the second segment of TUBARS, the Uncle Brisson Review Show. Listen, we know Chicago got a history in rap. You know what I'm saying? It's no doubt about that. You got your Twisters, you got your Infamous Syndicate, you got your Lupe Fiascos. You know, we can run it down. Crucial Conflict. There's so many dope MCs out of Chicago. All right. But here lately, Chicago has been known for drill, you know what I mean? Which in all honesty has funneled into the Philadelphia area too. So, you know, I'm not a huge fan of drill. I ain't even gonna hold you. But with looking in the Chicago area for dope music, I done stumbled across somebody, y'all, that I just had to tell you about. And I'm talking about none other than this boy, IAMGAWD. All right, and he got this Bloodstained Suede series that just had me intrigued. Once I started listening, I got into it. So guess what? I'ma hop right in to Bloodstained Suede. It's either I think it's 2.5, but I'm going to talk about 2 and 2.5. You know what I'm saying? The first track is the title track. All right. First off, it just sets the tone. It got this crazy sample of like this electric guitar, and the boy is just letting you know who he is, what he about. He just barring out on this joint, okay? And then we gonna go right into this track called Carbon Monoxide featuring Rim and Green Slime. Now let me tell you something. First off, the key loop is just crazy. The flow bananas. The quotables on this joint. What he say? He said the most effective defense is avoiding this. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. You don't want to bump into these dudes. You know what I mean? I mean, he just got full bars on display as he tells you why you don't want to mess with him lyrically or in the streets. You know what I mean? He got another line where he says, like his frustration with the rap game. He said, y'all done made the game easy enough for cavemen. I mean, and is he lying? You know what I mean? He said it'll be another million rappers by the end of the day. I mean, just, you know, so many quotables on this joint, man. Rim said, y'all climb the Star Mountains just to get broke back. Come on, man. Come on, Brokeback Mountain, man. I mean, come on, man. Y'all getting raped by the game that bad? You feel what I'm saying? Green Slime brings up the rear. He just flat out say, listen, y'all dudes is whack forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, it ain't no words left. You know what I mean? I'm in the car listening to this joint. I'm like, yo, these balls, they just barring out. Then we hop right into Must Don't Know, featuring Rufus Sims, man. And this joint got another crazy loop, a crazy flow. Rufus and God, you know, they letting you know that they deserve respect. And, you know, you might not have known who they were before, like myself, but I definitely know who they are now. You know what I'm saying? Then we get into a whole nother level featuring Vic Spencer, all right? The beat is smooth. It kind of gave me, little early vibes of Compton Most Wanted. The Drive joint, I forget what that joint is called off the top of my head, but the whole style, it just took me back to, like, you know, the late 90s going into the early 2000s with that kind of Midwest, West Coast type of feel. He got a couple of little lines in there where he throwing, you know, little Biggie and Bone Thugs, you know what I'm saying? So just, you know, so far as I'm in this joint, I'm really digging this joint. Then we got Hustlers and Survivors featuring Micah Estelle. And I'm going to tell you, man, this is a true-to-life track. You know, he lays down the frustrations that he has in his life and how he deals with it, writing, giving it to the listeners, you know, talking about being on his grind, staying on his grind. You need to be on your grind. So for real, this is just a positive message about, you know, just working hard no matter what the obstacles that might be in your way. You know what I mean? I love his honesty on this track. He even states, you know, that he was working, you know what I mean, while he was rapping at the same time. And, you know, just never look down on somebody's struggle, because at any given time, it could be you or I, man. And I'm going to tell you, man, I really dig that track, man. Spoke, you know, right to me. Then he got like this little interlude at the end where, you know, this chick calls him and say, you know, you don't make no songs for the females, you know what I mean? And then, you know, he does that after that. He makes a song, it's called Then If You Down, for the females, you know what I mean? And I dig that joint too. Then we got one of the highlights on this album. It's called Unhappy Home. I'm gonna tell you, man, I actually clicked on this song first. Just, you know, sometimes I do that. I'll look at the lineup and I'll just click on it. But this is one of my favorite songs on this album. It's just a true-to-life track about, you know, growing up with dysfunction in your home. You know, as he looks back, he was immature. He learned a lot, raised in a one-parent household. You know, he doesn't hold any grudges from his parents' experiences. That, you know, the way that they was just trying to raise him, or his mom was trying to raise him. He does talk a little bit about his father. And he don't hold no grudges, man. He just learned from it. And now that he's a man, you know, he uses all of that to just, you know, guide his life. And I really enjoy that track. Then we got Must Go On. And this is another reality rap. That's all. That's the only way that you could say, man. It tells a story of fake love. You know, this woman is in a relationship. She's being abused. I mean, so many of us in the inner city, it ain't even in the inner city, but just period, can relate to this. As the song goes on, you know, she's still being abused. She musters up the courage to leave. And then the last verse, I don't even want to give it up. You know what I mean? You definitely, if you going to dig up on this joint, I don't want to ruin the last part. All I'll say is, you know, what goes around comes around. Then we got Dialogue of Living Men Part 2, okay? Just another crazy dope sample, man. And just crazy Chi-Town bars, man. Like, just, you could just hear the origin of Chicago rap, Chicago hip hop in this joint, you know. And constantly throughout the album, my man is telling y'all, you know, y'all think Chicago forgot how to rap, you know what I mean? And I think he hashtags that, if I'm not mistaken. I know I seen it on one of his social media platforms, you know, because it's been a lot of drill and everything, and y'all done forgot that Chicago can rap, you know what I mean? Then we hop right into this. This is the last song on this album, Wrong Side of the Gun, featuring JR. All right, and man, I tell you, this back and forth flow, it's just crazy, man. The way that they just compliment each other's style is just, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, I heard JR on Ransom's album, and again, a lot of his bars is influenced with b-ball and everything, but the way that they just flow back and forth is just crazy, man. Back into this joint. And Bloodstained, this is a Bloodstained Suede 2. Bloodstained Suede 2.5. He got, and I ain't gonna go fully into it, but first off, he got this track, Heavy as the Head, featuring one of the best MCs that don't get no credit in my opinion, Elzai. You know what I mean? It is just crazy. The flows on there is crazy, man. My Biggest Enemy, I really I had to say something about that, because that talks about, you know, taking responsibility for holding your own self back, you know, like kind of just looking at yourself in the mirror and just realizing that you're in your own way. I love that, man. And then this Bloodstained Suede remix, and the way that I heard it, it was crazy, because I heard this tape. It's 2.5, and I think I listened to this first, or whatever the case may be. The way that this went off, and then I listened to the first Bloodstained, and it's like probably 10 minutes in total, because it got so many features on this joint. But it just kind of looped, and it was like one big giant song. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, this joint is crazy. I didn't like listen to it all together, and the way that it looped, the remix came on first, and then I heard the first one. But you know, that's neither here nor there. Never Forgotten, again, that is another track on there too that I really appreciate, because he actually, when I was saying in my mind about the Chi-Town rappers and who they are, he actually speaks to a lot of dope MCs from Chicago that y'all might have forgot about, and the reasons, you know, what actually influenced him and the people that he got on his album, you know, and this is why it sounds so good, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna rate this. I'm gonna get off of y'all nerves. I know I probably say, you know what I mean, and all of that a lot, and I don't mean to do that, but guess what? This is off the top of my head. This is not scripted. So I'm actually talking to y'all. You know, somebody said, I'm saying this, you know, somebody said on one of my comments, they hate Philly slang, I'm overdoing it. This is how I sound, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking to you, this is just who I am. But I'm gonna rate this Bloodstained Suede 2, Bloodstained Suede 2.5. If you don't know my rating scale, I'm sure I'm gonna put it up. But this ball, I'm impressed, man. Man, that's a 4 out of 5 stars, man. I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. Peace.